What is up, everybody? Burke from Burke and Bree here. I'm going to be going through today the best credit cards in 2021 that you can use to get started in the travel hacking game, just start to build credit, or maybe also use as just your first credit card. Either way, this is going to be a great video for you, but if you also want to learn just how to build credit and the fastest way to do that, then you're going to want to stick around to the end of the video because I will be breaking that down in better detail then. This is a part of our How to Buy Free Travel series that talks about how you can earn free and very cheap travel just by using your everyday spend and a couple little savvy tricks. These videos are geared towards beginners to the travel hacking game and people that typically have a spend of under $500. Even if that's not you, I highly recommend watching this video because some of these starter cards have really big implications for the late game and you can get a lot of free travel even if you have higher spend than that $500 tier. Today I'm going to be covering 3 different types of cards. The first is going to be people that are just getting their first ever credit card and are just looking at building credit in general. The second type of people are people that are looking to get into the travel hacking game or accelerate their travel hacking game. And then the last is going to be very specific types of cards that just may work for your lifestyle. These are cards that have no annual fee, they have very low interest rates, and they're also pretty easy to get into with accepting relatively low credit scores. I'm going to be covering about 8 different credit cards, but I'm also going to be covering some other tips and tricks. Now, before we dive into the specific cards, which I do have chaptered below, so if you want to see each individual offer, you can click through and check that out. I think it's really important to mention the no APR trap that a lot of people fall into. When you are signing up for these cards, one of the things you're going to notice is that they're always going to offer 0 APR, 0 interest for the first 12 months, 0 interest for the first 15 months. And it's going to sound really enticing. And they're going to say, yeah, put all this money on the card and you can wait. And when you have the money, when you have the time, then you can pay it off. As long as it's before those 12 months, you have nothing to worry about. And this is one of the biggest traps that people can fall into in this credit card travel hacking game. And the reason these credit card companies do this is because they know it's going to be another incentive to get you to sign up and start spending on their card without realizing how much money you're spending. The number one rule we talk about every time on these videos is never spend more than you can already afford to pay off that month, and never spend more than you'd already pay anyway if not doing travel hacking. So when you're using these cards, very important to pay it off that month, even if there's no interest carrying over, because what happens to a lot of people is they spend month to month, then they fail or forget to budget accurately to pay off those bills in the later months. And then what happens is they don't have enough in those last few months to pay off that bill. It's gotten too big, it's snowballed. And then as soon as that 12 months ends, the entire interest accrued from those 12 months hits it all at once, and then you're tacked on with a larger bill than you planned for. So I promise you it is not worth it to wait those 12 months. Even if you have 0 interest, don't carry it over to the next month. If you can do that, you're going to be just fine, but this is a common trap that people fall into, and I don't want you to fall into it, so definitely take my advice, pay it off that same month. And so with that, let's get to the cards. Now, the big deciding factors for these cards were, one, that they don't have any annual fees. That's a big priority with this. These are cards that you're going to want to keep around for a very long time. I also want these cards to have pretty decent rewards potential, that also have potential upgrade paths, potential future growth opportunities as you get further into the travel hacking game. Cards that are very likely to accept people with lower credit scores or are just good for beginners. Now, I do have to give an honorable mention before we get started. The absolute best credit card is the YouTube algorithm, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos we post every Friday, and let's get started. Now, if this is your first ever credit card and you have like no credit score built up and you're kind of nervous about getting into credit cards in general, this is going to be a good card for you. Or if you have potentially bad credit and you're looking to rebuild it, this could be a really good opportunity, which is the Discover It Secured card. This card is the perfect starter card because essentially the way that this credit card works is you give them a deposit of whatever amount you select, and then that becomes your credit limit month to month. That way, if you ever do not pay in a given month, rather than collecting interest that is pulled from the deposit that you gave them, you, by giving them this deposit, set your own credit limit. It's a secure way to build credit without going or having risk of going into debt if something happens and you cannot pay off your card. this is an awesome opportunity for people with their first card. If this is not your first credit card and you have okay to good credit scores, then you shouldn't look at this card. This is a good card, but it's not the best opportunity for you. If you are starting out or if you have really bad credit score and you're looking to build it up, then this is the starter card for you. And there should be a link in the description. If you click on that link, you can actually look for the best offers for sign up there. It's also a great way to support the channel, and I would really appreciate it if you do. Now, Brienne actually does have the Discover It card, and she has loved it. It was one of her first credit cards, and it really got her to understand how her credit cards work before accelerating into the more advanced strategies. The Discover It is the best card. If you are looking to just get started, this is the way to go. But now I know what you guys are here for. You want to know the best cards to get into travel hacking. You want to know, how can I earn free travel by using my everyday spend? I'm going to talk about all the different cards that are pretty good right now, and then which ones I think are the best at the end of this section. Just remember, your mileage may vary, and the card that fits right for you may not be the card that I said is the best. So look at all the offers, make a decision for yourself, and let me know in the comments which one you went with. Before we get started, I want to talk about the travel hacking term of the day, which is minimum spend. The term minimum spend refers to the minimum amount required to meet a sign-on bonus for a credit card. Those offers that are promotional with the credit card companies that incentivize you to sign up for that card. It may be sign up for this credit card, spend $500, which is the minimum spend, in the first 3 months to get $200 in cash back. We call this the minimum spend bonus, the minimum spend, or the min spend. I will be referring to this all of the time. In the case of a lot of cards we're going to be talking about today, the minimum spend is typically, when you sign up for the card, you have to spend $500 on the card, which is just your regular everyday spending, and you're going to get rewarded with $200 value or something similar, and you're typically getting the biggest value during that minimum spend bonus. If you also want to learn tips on how you can increase your credit score, then stick around to the end of the video. Now we're going to talk about the two Citi cards that I think are the best offers. The first of these two Citibank cards is the Citi Custom Cash. Now this card has pretty good redemptions once you start spending on the card, but the actual minimum spend bonus isn't as good as some of these other cards. The minimum spend offer on the Citi Custom Cash card is $750 to minimum spend across 3 months, and you'll get the equivalent of $200 in cash back. Additionally, you get 5% cash back on whatever your highest spend category is every billing cycle. Every month, it looks at what category you spent your most money in, and then it gives you 5% cash back on that category. The best part about this, you don't have to do anything to sign up for that. It just looks at your statement, sees, oh, you spent the most on this category, and then it gives you 5% cash back on that category. That's very rare. A lot of cards, we'll talk about one of the best cards later that I like a lot, that does 5% on rotating categories that you don't get to choose. This one actually just picks and says, oh, you spent the most on this category, here's 5% back. So obviously I really like that, and then everything else gets 1% back. That's typical. Any other card is going to give you 1% back on everything it doesn't include. So just a rule of thumb, every card gets 1% back on everything that is not included in the categories they mentioned. Now, I do really like the Citi Custom Cash, but the other really good option, if you're not really sure that you spend enough on one specific category a month, if you feel like you're pretty evenly spread across a bunch of different spend categories, which, by the way, spend categories may include restaurants, drugstores, home improvement stores, fitness, streaming services, entertainment, gas stations, restaurants. If you feel like you don't spend enough in one specific category a month and you feel pretty generalized, the other good Citibank card that you could use is the Citi Double Cash. This is really good if you don't spend on one category specifically and you're just looking for a general card that earns relatively decent cash back or just rewards. The Citi Double Cash keeps it really simple. You don't have to think about what you're spending every month, and I really like that. I think it's a really good opportunity for people that are just starting out because it gives you a flat 2% back on every single purchase you make. This is a flat 2% across the board. A lot of people recommend this because it's just easy. It's just easy, and the best part about this card and the Citi Custom Cash is that regardless of which card you get, they both have the benefit of you can transfer the cashback that you get from these 2 cards into Citi thank you points and use those on their travel portal to book travel, or additionally is you can actually transfer them to airline partners, hotel partners, things like that, and get 3, 5, 7 times the value that you would have gotten had you just kept them as cashback. And we will talk about those strategies and some of the best transfer partners to go to in future videos, but just know the best part about these 2 Citibank cards is that they have really good paths for future growth and using those points down the road. There aren't a lot of Citibank cards for the late game, so the benefit of getting a Citibank card now is that you are going to keep this card forever because it's free, and you are going to be getting and redeeming rewards for as long as you want. 2% back if you use the double cash, it's a really good opportunity, or 5% back on whatever category you choose every month. Really 2 good cards. Just depends. If you spend more on one category, I'd say the custom cash. If you spend pretty spread out, pretty evenly, I would say go with the double cash. Now, my only hesitation with the Citibank cards is that Citibank was one of my first credit cards, and I didn't have a great experience with their customer service. So if you're really big on customer service, then maybe you should be wary. But if I'm being honest, I also had the lowest tier card, and they do, in all banks, kind of prioritize you based on what tier of a card you have. So I don't know that it was not just my experience. I wouldn't recommend not getting Citibank just because of my own personal experience with customer service, but that has just been my experience. But the Citibank cards do have really good redemption. Now we get to the last card in my recommendations for the best starter cards for travel hackers. And in my opinion, this is the best card of the options because of the opportunity that it has for future point values and for booking travel in the future. You can really get a lot from this card, and that is the Chase Freedom Flex card. Now, my wife has the Chase Freedom Unlimited. She signed up for that card a while back when we were first starting our travel hacking journey, and she absolutely loved that card. But right now, if this card was the option back then, we would have went with this one for sure because it adds a lot of extra things on top of what the Chase Freedom Unlimited used to offer. Now, the Chase Freedom Flex right off the bat has a minimum spend requirement of $500 in the first 3 months to get $200 worth of points. Now, the benefit of these points is that they will be worth more in value in the future when you're further down your strategy. $200 for a $500 minimum spend requirement, that's a really good offer for someone like you. You're spending under $500 per month. That should be pretty easy to hit within that 3-month period. Now, you also get 5% back on up to $1,500 in qualifying purchases in whatever category is selected for that given quarter. The negative aspect of this is that they select which category. This quarter was grocery stores, so you got 5% back on qualifying grocery stores. You don't really get to choose which category it is, but a 5% redemption regardless is pretty good value. And if you have other cards in your arsenal as well, you can pull this card out for whatever the specific category is that month. Just use it on that category and rotate it out with your other cards based on what the best opportunities are in every given month. You don't have to do that, but if you want to maximize your profit, you're going to do that, and it'll really work well for you. So this card is a really good power player and a really good point earner in your arsenal. Again, there's the obvious drawback. You don't get to decide which categories, but it's still a good earner. With their current promotion, they are also offering 5% back on grocery stores for the first year as well, which means that if grocery stores become a rotating category again, if you were in this quarter spending on that card, then you were actually getting 9% back on your spend at grocery stores. It is important to note that 5% in grocery stores does not apply to Costco, Walmart, Target. Those are considered a different category, so you wouldn't be able to earn that 5% back in those. But if you shop at other grocery stores, you will be able to get that 5% back the entire year, in addition to the rotating 5% categories. In addition, you also get 3% in dining, which includes takeout and delivery, and you also get 3% in drugstores, which is a really good redemption. So that means a lot of different categories are getting 3 to 5%. It's covering a pretty good sphere of spend categories, which is going to allow you to earn a lot of points on this card. And then the obvious 1% on all other categories, so you're still earning on your card regardless of what you're spending with. They're also giving a promotion right now with 5% back on Lyft until March. So if you use Lyft a lot, then this also can be an added bonus for you. In addition to this, it does actually give you Dash Pass for 3 months. So if you like DoorDash, that's another opportunity for you. And it actually gives you other benefits like purchase protection when you buy equipment on your card and cell phone protection. But the most important part about this Chase Freedom Flex card is actually the growth it has for you in the future. You're going to be earning points from this card for the next year, 2 years, however long, because it's a free card that gives you a lot of rewards back. If you sign up for the Chase Sapphire Preferred in the future, those points that you're earning are going to be worth 25% more if used with the Chase Sapphire Preferred card for redemption. If you have a Chase Sapphire Reserve, those points are going to be worth 50% more. So just by earning now on this card, then you'll actually be worth more points when you do the later game strategies like the Chase Sapphire Preferred and Reserve. There's also upgrade paths where you can upgrade to those cards later, though if you do that, you will miss the sign-on bonuses for those cards. So I would just recommend getting this card, waiting, and then signing up for one of those cards in the future when you feel ready, and then you'll actually get a higher redemption for those. But even if you don't do that, you still have really high redemption for this card. It's really worthwhile. And again, the upgrade opportunities and the way to make more value for those points is more well than worth it. Additionally, even when you get those higher tier cards, often this is your spend card because it's earning the points that the other cards are redeeming. That's how good this card is that even when you get the higher tier cards, this is still your top earner for points. As you can see, I'm a little biased towards Chase. I really like the Chase cards and the things that they offer. Right now, the Chase Sapphire Preferred is the best card in the game. I will talk a lot about that in next week's video. But the Chase Freedom Flex is an amazing asset to have. I'm actually thinking about adding it to my arsenal soon as well, just so I can have a top earner like that. If Brienne didn't have the Chase Freedom Unlimited, I probably would have gotten it sooner, but right now with her having that, it's not a high priority for me. I still probably will be looking to pick up this card pretty soon. So all in all, I think your mileage may vary, and you may find a card in this list that's really the fit for you. Obviously, my number one recommendation is the Chase Freedom Flex. However, if one of those Citibank cards is really calling to you, then I would say go for that one. And if you do want to sign up for one of those cards, the best way to do that and support the channel is by signing up to the link in the description. It's going to give you the most competitive offer, and it's also going to support our channel, so that would mean a lot for us. We do have a referral link for the Chase Freedom cards. So if you want to sign up for the Chase Freedom Flex, that'll bring you to the same bonus offer and will allow you to sign up through there. Now, those are the best travel hacking credit cards that I could recommend. We also talked about the best cards for starting up, but there are a few opportunities that are available to people within your spend category or people that are just getting started that may be a really good opportunity for a select few people. So watch this section, because if you end up being one of those people, these are some really good card opportunities for you. The first of these cards is the Apple credit card. Now, as soon as I said that, I think most of you already know if this is you or not. If you are someone that works very well within the Apple ecosphere, let's say you have a Mac and an iPhone and use Apple Pay, and everything is going through Apple, well, then this is a really good opportunity for you because the Apple credit card has some pretty good offers. Now, I will say, one of the biggest things that will send me back at first glance is that they do not have a sign-on bonus. For me in the travel hacking game, that's a big red flag. I'm looking for sign-up bonuses for every card I get. However, I'm also not an Apple user. I have an Alienware computer. My last laptop was a Dell. My phone is an Android. It always has been. My wife does use Apple, but I don't think it's enough to facilitate getting this card. However, it does offer 3% back within the partner companies that it's affiliated with. This includes Apple, Nike, Panera Bread, Exxon, Mobil, Uber, Uber Eats, Walgreens, and T-Mobile. So if you have an iPhone and you're using T-Mobile as your phone service, or if you've been thinking about switching and you can switch to T-Mobile, and you have an Exxon down the street that you always use for your gas, and you like going to Panera, and you only wear Nike clothing, well, then you could be getting 3% back on a ton of your everyday expenses and a ton of your larger expenses. In addition to this, you also get 2% back anytime that you use Apple Pay, which if you're a person that uses Apple Pay, you probably use it for a significant portion of your expenses. That's a really good deal. 2% back on all Apple Pay. You could end up making that a lot if you're someone that's really well versed in the Apple sphere. And then you get 1% back on everything else. Another great thing is that they actually have a really good user interface that's actually prioritizing people not going into debt and not missing their payment dates and not plugging them with fees. It's really good, apparently, about actually getting you to pay your bills and actually incentivizing you to keep good credit. So I like that about that. It's pretty interesting. They also are pretty focused on not selling your data, and you can actually check to see if you're approved for this card without having your credit pulled, which could be a really good option for you. And the last thing, and this is probably the most important factor about the Apple credit card, it's made of titanium. So listen, a lot of these starter cards, you drop the little thing, it's a plastic piece, it hits the ground and it waddles a little bit, nothing big. This is a titanium card, so you can drop that on the table when you're paying for the check. People will think you're a baller. So Apple credit card could be a really good option for you. If you do have an Apple credit card, I am actually curious of your experience with it because I've heard it's a really good card. So let me know in the comments if you have an Apple credit card. What do you think of it? And if you sign up for one, let me know you do, and let me know how that experience goes. And then the last niche card that I think is also important to note is the first one and only one on this list that has an annual fee. Annual fees are just basically a membership to this card, but this annual fee is different than most annual fees. Most of them, they get put on your statement. The annual fee for this card is Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, then you automatically qualify for the Chase Amazon Prime credit card. This is co-branded with Chase. I've heard rumors that they may be switching, or Amazon may be seeking out a different partner in the future. But right now, the Chase Amazon card is a pretty good opportunity to earn 5% back on everything within Amazon. Any purchase on Amazon or with Whole Foods is going to give you 5% back. This card is actually free with Amazon Prime. So in a way, the annual fee is just having Amazon Prime. Now, if you sign up for the Amazon Prime card using the link below, you actually get a $100 gift card for Amazon with signing up. So not only is it a free card, you actually get a $100 gift card just for signing up. So as opposed to the others that have minimum spend requirements, this just gives you $100. So if you're looking to get a Christmas gift for someone, you could just sign up for this card. If you already have Amazon Prime, it's free to do, and you can use a $100 gift card and give somebody a gift. And then that 5% back is a really good redemption. In addition, you also get 2% back at gas stations, restaurants, and drugstores, and 1% back on everything else. I actually have used this card a lot. Work expenses, personal life expenses that I already had to buy through Amazon. I already had Amazon Prime, so I got this card for free, which I think a lot of people do have Amazon Prime. So you get this card for free, and 5% back is an amazing redemption. I got it in the beginning of the world falling apart, and I actually was able to get a ton of 5% back because not only was I using Amazon Prime, but everyone knew I had Amazon Prime. And so a really good way for me to get 5% back was to say, hey, I see you're ordering something from Amazon. Well, I have Amazon Prime, so I can get it to you there tomorrow. I can buy the thing you wanted to buy for you, have it delivered to you next day instead of waiting a couple days for shipping or paying more for shipping. Because of Prime, I get free Prime delivery. You get it to your house the next day, and then you just Venmo me, and I'll put it on my credit card. And so I was getting 5% back on a lot of purchases. I was putting thousands of dollars across last year on the card that were not my purchases, and then people were Venmoing me. I would put it in a transfer to my bank, and then I would use it to pay the credit card bill that month. So I could pay off the credit card and put all this stuff on the credit card that's not even my spend, and then I get that 5% back. And all of those points can be used as an Amazon gift card. Now, I will say I've used this card a ton. It is one of my favorite cards in my arsenal because we actually use this for Christmas gifts. It is a great way to save up for Christmas because all of our Amazon purchases through the years earn that 5% back. It gets thrown on Amazon. Christmas time rolls around. We use it to buy the gifts. So if you are someone that uses Amazon Prime, already has Amazon Prime, and uses it a lot for purchases, I highly recommend getting this card. Or if you shop at Whole Foods, it's also a really good opportunity. That is all the cards that I want to go through today. Before we close out, I want to talk about the tip of the day, which is how to build your credit score fast. Now, a lot of you are coming to this video and you are starting your credit card journey. You're starting your travel hacking journey, and you want to know the best way to build your credit score quickly. And I'm going to be honest with you, you're already on the first step. By signing up for a card that is free to get, you can hold that forever. Your credit is increased by how many lines of credit you have. So if you have multiple cards or loans or something like that, those are all lines of credit. The longer those lines of credit are established, the higher your credit score will be. And then the most important thing you can do is pay off your credit card before the due date. If you show consistent payments, your credit score will drastically increase. Signing up for one of these cards, getting on board. Maybe you see another card that's best for you. If you sign up for a credit card and just start putting a little bit down on that card, paying it off every month, you are going to see your credit score skyrocket because they're going to see, hey, this guy knows how to pay his debts. When a credit card company knows you can pay its debts, it's going to open a world of opportunities for you. So just by signing up for a free credit card, you can start building another line of credit. It will dip very slightly in the very beginning, and then it'll start increasing. And you'll just keep seeing it going up. And as you continue to put things on that card and pay it off every month, you're going to continually see your credit score increase. So that is my tip of the day. I really hope it helped. I'm going to be giving you a new term and a new tip every video. So if you want to see more of those and learn more about the travel hacking game, then definitely join us next Friday and every Friday in the future as I drop more videos in our How to Buy Free Travel series that is explaining how to get free and cheap travel. I'm going to go into more strategies as well, so really look forward to that. I think this is a really good starter video, but if you like this video, then make sure to comment below which card you're looking at getting. Maybe if you got a card, let us know you got it. And if you're new to the community, comment, let us know that you're here so that we can welcome you correctly. Make sure you like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss our videos. I post every Friday on the channel. And make sure to click the link in the description to join our Discord, and you can submit suggestion videos for us to make on the channel as well. Comment below, let me know which card you're looking at, which card you may have signed up for. So thank you so much for allowing me to join you in this travel hacking journey together. And I'm really looking forward to what we got next. Let's get some free travel.